What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Tonight, we are going to be talking a little Welcome to Derry. But before we get into all of that fun, Dave, Doug, how's it going, gentlemen?
Well, Keith, whoa, hell, hey, how you doing? Hey, Keith, I gotta tell you, I am fan freaking tastic after having such a terrible week last week. When do you ever hear somebody say, "I'm glad it's Monday"? I'm glad it's a new week and I can start fresh and maybe get through, get rid of all the crap that happened last week. And well, unfortunately, part of last week, and I think I'm going to be alone on this. I don't think last night's episode stood up as the rest of the episodes in this season. It had a few points that I liked, but overall not up to par. But we'll get into that later. Doug, how are you doing?
Well, Dave, I am outstanding. And you know what, fellas, I got a question for the two of you. You know how, at certain national parks they'll post a sign and it'll be like, "Don't feed the bears." Do you guys do you guys ever like think about that and think, man, it'd be kind of cool to watch like somebody ignore that sign and then feed the bear anyway, and then the bear, who can't distinguish person to the person feeding him, just mauls the person. Like, I mean, that's this episode that we're going to discuss. That is essentially this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
But
that's
I'm
a good analogy.
outstanding.
Yeah, yeah.
Keith, how are you doing?
Well, you know what, gentlemen? I am tremendous. So excited to be talking about another episode. Even though the way it ended, I can't wait for next Sunday. But, it's always good to start the week off right, talking with some fellow nerds.
That
You,
aren't Ryan Airy.
that's right. Oh, we just got a subscription from fellow nerd Doug. Thank you, fellow nerd Doug.
Oh,
We appreciate the support. Helps us out tremendously, and thank you so much. But let's talk Welcome to Derry, episode 6, In the Name of the Father. It
let's
starts
do it.
starts out with the major scolding Will for being in the sewers, and basically orders him to stay at the base for safety. Will's not too into it, wants to, stands up for himself a little bit. He wants to be there to help his friends. That's what his dad would do, and Leroy ends up slapping him.
Knocks that boy out. And oh my gosh, so my first thought, and I'm like, I got to talk to the guys about this. This has got to be the influence.
That was the first thing I thought. It's showing the
Hmm.
adults who sort of are oblivious to the evils of Derry. Maybe oblivious is a bad word, but
And I do have to interject with a slight complaint first. So this episode actually opens with a flashback that they're going to delve into a little bit
oh,
deeper
that's right.
later on. But HBO Max and all of their, UI genius thought, you know what's a good idea? Let's put a skip recap button right here on the intro of the episode. So that way, if you think it's just a recap, you skip it without realizing that you skipped part of the episode.
Oh, damn. I didn't even notice. I just let it play. So, wow.
I was
I
just
didn't
like,
even
because
notice
I
that.
skipped past that intro, ad or whatever, and then I saw the skip intro button. Okay, and then I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, that didn't look like a recap. So I go back, I'm like, oh, come on.
Well, yeah, and then like you said, when he hit him, I lost some respect for him. But you're
Oh
saying it has
yeah.
the influence. So he doesn't have the fear, in his brain, but it's jumbling him up in some other ways. He's like high strung because he killed his partner too. He's going through some stuff. But still, that doesn't excuse slapping your child.
No, and like you said, he doesn't have fear, which is good
Hmm.
against it, but it uses other tools, other emotions besides fear to get everyone riled up, and you saw it a lot in this episode, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But
The way that he acts as well when like he's discussing it, he's not he doesn't seem to really understand that he was completely in the wrong, and he doesn't really apologize. It's more like he sees it, and I've known people like this in the military, where they're so over patriotic that they seem to think anything I do is for the good of the nation. It almost seems like that's how he's justifying his behavior. You don't understand. I have to do it to save America.
Well, and he said that to his wife, and she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
give it up. Like, don't even start with that BS." And she's right.
Mhm.
She seems to be able to deal with the influence much better than pretty much anyone else in town, as far as I can tell, because she seems to be able to compartmentalize.
She sees what's going on,
Yeah,
and
and
she reacts
realizes.
accordingly.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder, actually, now that you bring that up, because I hadn't thought about that really until now. Do you think she's been granted some sort of protection by Maturin?
Hmm.
Oh, probably.
Because it is odd that you can tell he's been affected, but she hasn't. You brought up a good point. And they've both been there about the same amount of time. He may have been there maybe a week longer than her, but
And he saw it in the sewer, but she didn't.
right.
She hasn't seen anything.
Yeah.
I wonder if everybody in the town in their own way has already seen it in some way, and she just hasn't.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure it is probably treating Derry like its own personal grocery store and like I like that one. No, that one looks spoiled. Oh yeah, I'll scare the shit out of that one.
We got a
That'll
comment
taste
from
good.
Brian Mulheron 4535. Topher Grace flight risk, chef's kiss. His best performance in Spider-Man 3. 10 stars out of 10. I'm assuming Topher Grace
Is that the name of a
Flight
movie?
Risk?
Flight Risk?
sounds like it, but I'm not sure. I've never heard of it. Let us know
All
there,
right.
Brian Mulheron 4535. We are talking about It Welcome to Derry, though. So please join in if you have seen it. Then we see Lilly shows up at the secret little hideaway, whatever you want to call it, their group thing, showing the weapon or whatever, the pillar, one of the pillars that she has that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Just put it on the ground. I'll do it when I'm done. Don't worry. And
Oh, I'm not worried.
and then she's saying we got to go back and we got to kill this. We got to do this. We're the ones who can do it. We have to do it. And Ronnie doesn't quite agree with that assessment. And she's worried about what happened before. She's worried about her dad. A lot of things going on. And
I don't blame Ronnie.
I watched that scene too, and I'm like, this is the influence breaking the kids up, because the way they could protect themselves is stay together and believe in themselves and take away that power from it. But he's using his influence even on the kids to force them to mistrust each other and basically break the group up.
Now, I've got a
Divide and
question.
conquer.
I've got a question about that pillar piece that she was holding. Did you notice that she seemed more on edge or more, I don't know if angry is quite the right word, but she, at the same time as being like really anxious, she seemed very possessive over the piece of the pillar as well. And
You think it's
it
having an
reminded
effect
me
on
that back in the episode when Taniel was holding it, he held it in a cloth the whole time. Does that thing also put out some sort of evil influence energy or something? And that's like maybe you're not supposed to hold it barehanded?
I would assume you are correct, because I noticed the same thing. And at first I thought it might have been because, she had a run-in with Pennywise and barely escaped from him only because of that. But she was a little more hyped up. And I do think it was because it was like the ring from Lord of the Rings.
I was thinking the same thing.
Let me see it. I'm going to hold it. She was very
I was
possessive.
waiting to be like, my precious.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think we'll definitely find out more about its influence over people, and especially Lilly, probably in the next episode. But then we see, the Major. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Hank. We find out Hank is being hidden at the Black Spot until Charlotte can get him out of Derry. Ronnie goes there, meets her dad, and Hallorann's not too happy about it. But
he doesn't report them.
true. But we see, I was looking at Hallorann's arc this time. Like, he could care less. He was like, don't involve me. I don't care. And then, he's in that room with his whiskey when the major comes in. And the major's like, we got to do this for country. You're an airman, and we got to do this. And Hallorann's looking at it like, you don't understand the danger. I'm not doing that. This is not for good of the country. You don't know what you're asking, and this is going to be bad. He's like the guy, the only one seemingly in the Air Force at Derry that sees, stop doing this. And maybe it's because he has the shine and he understands its power a little more than the others. But, I'm shocked that the major was just kind of like, we got to go back there and we got to get it. You got to use your powers to find the pillars so we can trap it and do this stuff. It's like, it's not just fear he doesn't have some common sense too, because he's turning into the general.
I don't think it's for the same reason as the general, though. I think so. The general, I totally understand. He's got it in his head, he's overconfident. He thinks we can trap this beast and we can use it. I don't think the major is thinking the same thing about using it as a weapon. I think he's only thinking about trapping it, getting rid of it, killing it if they can. Because he knows what it's capable of now that he's seen it face to face. He knows that it can look like things that and or care about, and it almost made him kill his own child, made him kill his friend. And for that, he's pissed. So I don't think he wants to trap it. I don't think he cares about the whole weapon plan anymore. It's almost like he's got a vendetta. He wants to do some vengeance.
And Hallorann doesn't care about the chain of command anymore.
No, and I don't think he ever really did, honestly.
He knew that.
I'm your superior officer. You can't talk to me like that. The fuck I can't.
Yeah, okay, whatever, dude.
Sorry, guys. Family show. The hell I can't.
Right.
I'm going to talk to you how I want to because I've seen some stuff that you haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost...
by the way, did you two gentlemen watch that clip that I had sent you about, him discussing the idea of behind the boxes with Danny?
From the doctor's sleep.
Yeah.
No, I didn't watch that, but Keith did.
I did, yeah.
But I have seen Dr. Sleep.
We got another comment from Jason Deerham. Flight Risk, the Mel Gibson movie with Mark Wahlberg and Topher Grace. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'll have to check it out, though.
All right, yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Mark Wahlberg? Yeah, that's on Amazon, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remind me later when we're done with this. I do have some news about Amazon.
Oh, ooh. Definitely will do. We almost... I see Hallorann as almost a moral compass. He's kind of resisting Shaw and, the major a little bit because he knows this is going to end bad. I think he understands. He might even start being able to sense the influence around because we see it. This built up so much in this episode. We talked about it last week with Hank escaping. That's going to be that, cataclysmic event. And we saw it in this episode. We got to rally. We got to get everybody together and go find this guy. And people are getting their guns ready. And, we got to find him and take care of this ourselves. And then we'll see more at the end. But you just see this building and building and building. And the only two people that really doesn't, well, outside of the kids a little bit, is Hallorann and Charlotte. Everybody else seems to become, I don't want to say enamored with it, but you can see it controlling them a bit and leading it towards this event, which... Oh, yeah. Man, scary
Either
stuff.
that or they're just naturally racists.
Well, that too. I mean, they go into a little bit more detail in the book than they really have in this show so far, but it's clear what a group called the white purity something or other. I can't remember the name of it now, but it was on the sign in the opening of Welcome to Derry.
Yeah. Oh man, I forgot to write it down too, but I did. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, but like a name like that, I mean, come on. That's, yeah. You know what they're all about.
The White Purity Exchange?
Something like that, yeah.
They got 4 albums out.
Lord, I would hope not.
It's like the Manhattan Transfer.
4th album always has to be double live. It's a rule.
The fifth album is already going to be their greatest hits.
Yeah.
When they only had one hit.
Right.
But then we get the sweet part of the episode. Marge is changing her bandages, and Rich helps her by spitting on the bandages so they don't rip when it comes off. I don't know about you guys, but I am officially shipping Marge and Rich. I hope they live to the end of this season. They probably won't, and I hope everything's good. But
I was ever since the tunnel. I mean, as soon as they were holding hands, I'm like, oh, come on.
it was great too.
You're too stinking cute.
Marge is like, no, we're not, and Rich is like, yes, we are.
Yes,
Like,
we are.
yeah.
I love that Dave got it. Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, Rich is too nice to live through this. He's not going to make it. I don't think he's going to make it, which is too bad.
Well, at least he got a drum solo out of it.
Because he's a drummer, even obviously, I mean, he wasn't really playing it, but still, a character that's a drummer, that's pretty cool. That's about the age I started playing when I was 5. So
Really?
Yeah. So when he's young and playing, he's working out his stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, in the after credits, he was talking about how he didn't know how to do any of that before, and they were teaching him on the spot. So yeah, he definitely wasn't playing what we were hearing, but the kid did a good job. He was good.
Yeah.
But we then see, which I think we can talk about the influence in this scene a little bit too, when the Pattycakes come up to Marge in the lunchroom and is like, oh, are you going to sit with these losers, or are you going to... Oh, she didn't call them losers, because I was like, it would have been funny if she would have called them losers for the whole Losers Club thing.
Freaks or something?
Yeah, I think freaks or something. But she's like, oh, I'm one of them. And she takes her eye patch off that Rich gave her and is chasing him down. I was like, okay, either she's just being, a bit silly, or the influence is starting to really get on all the kids too, because, man, that was a surreal moment, and I loved it.
I did too. I was actually like, I liked that scene, and I'm like, finally, I am glad she, stood up for her friends and stood up for herself and stopped letting the Pattycakes push her around and, determine how she was going to act or what she was going to wear. I mean, it always looked like every time she was interacting with them throughout the season so far, it always seemed like she was constantly watching everything she said, every move that she made, just because she was so afraid that they were going to, kick her out of the group or look down on her like the other people that they make fun of.
She is definitely, with the influence, she has definitely become a better person.
Yeah.
Which is weird. It's had the opposite effect on her.
Mm-hmm.
And then, poor Lilly. I mean, she's went to Ingrid's house, someone who she thought she could trust, who was helpful. And she's upset. As soon as she started looking through that picture book, I was like, oh man, she's going to find out.
I already knew what she was going to find.
Yep. Only because of the previews. I had seen Bill Scar, and I was like, oh my God. Doug called it last week. She has some connection to Pennywise. And
You're never wrong.
Yep. Turns out that her dad was Pennywise the dancing clown.
The real Pennywise.
The real one, yeah. And was killed by it.
And she was Periwinkle.
Yep.
I love the name.
And we find out she's been Periwinkle around town. The clown looking into Will's room was Periwinkle, not Pennywise. And
that I did not call. I did not see that coming at all. I truly thought this whole time, whenever we saw the glowing eye, like when we saw it in the mausoleum, and then when we saw it outside, I thought for sure, oh, that's totally it. I didn't know that was her. That's some serious stalkish behavior, man.
Well, yeah, she's a little, we find out Doug was talking about the flashback. We get the ending of the flashback where we had seen at the beginning. She's in Juniper Hill, and a little girl's like, a clown told me to meet him downstairs or whatever. She's like, well, let's go down and see what's up. And they see the red balloon, and then they see the glowing eyes. And that's where it ends at the beginning. But then we see the rest of the scene where...
Blood.
Yeah, he's coming after him, and they're running, and trying to get away, and she ends up, the little girl trips and falls, and she locks herself behind the door and can't get it back open.
Oh,
I
well.
don't think she didn't lock it though. It locked on its own.
It locked on its own.
Yeah.
But didn't she close the door?
She did.
Are you sure?
I
thought she was
she
just
did.
standing there and it went in front of her. That's what I thought.
I'll have
That's
to
what I
watch it
remember.
again. I thought she closed it behind her. But either way, the little girl is hands under the door, and we just see Pennywise walk up in the window, and
Devour.
I think she was properly seasoned for him too, because she was freaking out. She was scared beyond belief, and
When that scene happened, I was like, she's standing there and she says, "Oh, it's just a balloon." I'm like,
Just a balloon.
come on, is that in place? In 1935, did they just have balloons floating around there like the boiler rooms and stuff? No, why would you think that was normal?
The other thing that should have given away, obviously we know that in the 1930s, color hadn't been invented yet. The entire world was black and white, but that balloon was red. So,
It was.
something should have been up there.
Yeah, she should have known by her being
should
black
have
and
known.
white.
Because, she didn't understand color, and this was new to her.
color hadn't been invented yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But we do see it figure out that, hey, this this person thinks I'm her dad, and with his ability to kind of see the fears and stuff. Oh my God, when he took the form of her dad and was like talking and stuff. At first, I was like, okay, she's going to step back and be like, okay, but no, she buys it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
Doug had talked about last week how she might be working with Pennywise, and she is, but not. I like the little twist they put on it. Like Pennywise is just using her. She's like, this is my father figure. Oh my God, I want to help it and stuff. And it's just like, yeah, bring me more kids. I'll be your dad. I was like, oh wow, that poor lady.
Pennywise is the bear in the national forest that everybody tells you not to feed. And she's going to keep bringing it food, thinking that the bear is her friend, until one day she doesn't have food and the bear mauls her.
And how many cycles is she gonna do that in? How many does she have available? Like, is this her third cycle with Pennywise?
Well, we know the next cycle is when Pennywise has her form. So did she have 2 or 3?
What?
You know what? I think it might have only been 2 cycles that she was actively, helping it out. I'm not sure. We do know in It Chapter 2, by that point, she had already been eaten or killed by Pennywise, and he had assumed her form.
Yeah. Oh, and Jason Durham 8243 said Madeline Stowe still looks like she did in the 90s. She really does. She looks great for being like 67 years old.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was her at first because she looks so young. So whatever she's doing, keep it up, girl.
Seriously, yeah.
She looks younger than me, and I'm like 12 years younger than her. But
12. That's it.
we do see she ends up, Lilly does cut her with the pillar while she's escaping, because Ingrid's pretty much saying, hey, join us. It can be your father too, and Lilly wants nothing to do with it, and runs out of there. And then we see Ingrid putting on the periwinkle costume, putting the gloves over her cut, and I was like, oh man, it's gonna get ugly next episode. But it didn't end there, because then we go back to a nice little party at the Black Spot. The kids are there. Will's trying to convince Ronnie that they got to help Lilly. They got to go after it. The kids get some Air Force Cokes. They're having a good time. Rich is sitting in with the drummer. They're having a great time, and couples outside talking. And I don't remember the name of the group, but they show up with masks, shotguns, bats, everything they could possibly do, going after Hank, the escaped child murderer. But
The Legion of White Decency.
yes, the Legion of White Decency shows up, and that's where this episode ends. We are just about to see the massacre at the Black Spot, which I believe, if I know my Stephen King lore correctly, doesn't it? It goes up in flames and burns and kills everybody.
Yep.
Now,
And they they bring it up. That was Mike Hanlon's big issue. You know, that was his fear, and that's what Pennywise used against him was the image of all of his like burnt parents and everything.
now are the kids going to be able to make it out of there? Because that would
Yes.
be, because that could be
Yes.
how it kind of wins this round. Because if any of the kids get stuck in there, if Ronnie, Will, Marge, or Rich end up not making it out of that alive,
And the
next
only one
week,
left is Lilly, and she's crazy.
Yep, she's already had the influence from the pillar and everything else, and you need more than one to win the day. So yeah, it's he's been doing all that he can to split up the kids, get that cataclysmic event going, and it may help him because pushing it towards this racist incident against Hank and being hidden at the Black Spot. I do want to know though, when the ex-sheriff came in and he said, I got a tip. I wonder if we'll find out who sent that tip. Like, I can't imagine anybody who hangs out
I
at the
have a
Black
theory.
Spot. Well, let's hear it.
I think it was Ingrid.
No, that tracks.
I think it's her. I think because she would be one of the only other people who would know that he's there,
Do we
and
know
she
that
is,
she
after
knows
all,
he's there?
helping. What's that, Dave?
Do we know that she knows he's there
Yeah,
for sure?
yeah. I believe she said as much, or I don't. I mean,
Because the woman that he said was helping her was the major's wife.
right?
Right. But remember, Ingrid and the Major's wife met,
They met up.
talked.
In the woods, yeah.
So I think they were on this plan together. Ingrid would know, and it does make sense. If she knows that Pennywise needs to set off this major incident before he can, go back into his sleep or whatever, she may be helping by igniting those flames. Oh, I like that, Doug. I didn't even think of that. That's good.
It was the first thing that came to my mind when I was watching it last night. I'm like, I can't think of who else the tip would have come from. And since we saw her putting on her periwinkle costume, and she's basically said to Lilly that, I help him out. I bring him, I bring it its meals. And, one day the shadow is going to move away and, it'll be my dad again once he fights whatever is, taking over his mind. And she's convinced. She's convinced that her dad is still in there. Not that this is some shape-shifting monster that only looks like her dad.
Yeah, that's feeding on her fears and just took that form because he liked it or whatever. And like her loyalty to it is almost the exact opposite of Lilly trying to resist it. We almost get they were kind of brought together when she was in Juniper Hill, which looking back at it, when she was like, "Oh, I believe you, darling," she's probably like, "God, I can't wait to feed this kid to to Pennywise," But they're almost exact opposites in how they're approaching this.
I also noticed something else, and I want to go back and watch some of the other episodes to see if this happens every time. But I've noticed that whenever Lilly is talking with Ingrid, Ingrid will always like hold her hands. It almost seems like she's always fiddling with her bracelet all the time in every scene, and that's why I thought for a minute I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's something good about her because she keeps drawing attention to the little turtle charm on her bracelet. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe there's something there. But I'm wondering, is she trying to remove the charm nonchalantly?
I did notice last night that when she was kind of playing with the bracelet, and I didn't even think of her trying to take it to, lose Maturin's, protection or whatever. That may be what's happening because right now, she's the only one of the main characters in the show that isn't at the Black Spot.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of that, I do have a what's next theory.
Let's hear it, sir.
So we do know that for some reason, whether you believe that this pillar works or not, Pennywise can't cross it. There's clearly some sort of magic at work, that prevents it from getting, too close to it. He can't go past it if it's blocking his path. But that isn't going to stop Periwinkle. Ingrid is not going to be blocked by it. So I guarantee she's going to see her dad not be able to go after Lilly. And I think she's going to be like, "Oh, this thing that's bothering you? Okay, yoink."
Yoink.
Oh yeah,
That's
it'll.
what I think. I think she's either going to knock it out of Lily's hands, she's going to break it somehow, she's going to do something because it doesn't affect her. And
I
as soon as
was
she creates that opening, because we don't ever see it again, we didn't see it in any of the movies. So I think it must get destroyed at the end of the season.
for a while. I thought for sure that Lilly would survive the season because she had it. But I think you're right, Doug. I think Periwinkle, the non, celestial creature, will be able
Right.
to take it from Lilly and allow Pennywise to get her. And she's probably
She's like the
going to
person that stays awake during the day for vampires.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I seriously, for a long time, I thought, okay, Lily's going to survive, but it's going to be in Juniper Hill because no one's going to believe her because of the influence, and they'll be like, she just had such a traumatic time with her dad dying, and then the terrible incident at the black spot where friends were caught. But yeah, I think Periwinkle is going to. I almost said save the day. That is not what she's going to do. She's going
No.
to help Pennywise.
He's gonna save the
Get his
day
meal.
for Pennywise.
Yeah. It's all how you look at it.
Yeah.
But man,
So we've already hit the end of the episode. That seems fast.
we did. It wasn't the longest episode this time.
No,
was
it was. It did go by pretty quick, and I can kind of understand like how Dave feels about it as well. I felt like, and I know that we've said this about other episodes where it's like one right before the finale. This does feel and I know this isn't the one right before, but it is getting close to the end, and it felt to me like very much like a setup episode. Like they
Yeah,
were
that's
getting
exactly
the
what I
pieces
was
in
gonna say.
place, ready for the big, set piece of the fire at the black spot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking while watching it. I'm like, this is kind of a step back from all the other episodes that we've had with but I think they're using it, just like you said, Doug, to set something up. This is a setup episode, and we won't know what it is until next week.
It definitely was putting pieces in place for the final two episodes, but I didn't take it in a bad way at all.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
If you want to order the necklace,
Things, stuff, and stuff.
in the
And other things.
it ends today. If you could send me
Well, let's tangent for just a moment. Have you guys? I mean, Keith's not listening, but how much of Stranger Things have you watched, Doug?
Oh, I have not watched any of the new season yet. I did go back and I started watching, the earlier seasons. I went through seasons 1, 2, and 3, and I actually put on the first episode of season 4 last night after Welcome to Derry. And it's funny, like how much we were talking about the similarities between Welcome to Derry and Stranger Things. And seriously, this season 4, is very much like a mix between what Pennywise does and Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Because what Vecna was doing was using these people's fear against them.
Yes.
Spoilers for the almost 3 or 4 year old season of Stranger Things. It's been so damn long since the last one came out, but
Yeah.
there's a couple of misses, but the seasons overall were pretty decent. But yeah, no, like I was saying before, I think Welcome to Derry is the better version of the Stephen King template horror show.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely. I mean, Stranger Things season 1 was excellent, and this I think tops that.
Oh,
Derry
I think
tops
so.
that.
And I
And,
did
I-
watch. Go ahead.
No, I just think that Stranger Things has been kind of dropping off every season. Maybe not so much. I thought the 4th season was a kind of a bigger drop off than the other two, And this new season, I just watched I think they only have 4 episodes you can watch, and I watched them all, and I was just like, okay.
I didn't like season 3 that much. It was okay, but it felt like they were pushing the advertisement aspect more than before. They were really pushing the Egos and the Coca-Cola and everything else, and it was almost like, oh yeah, sure, there's no ads on Netflix, but we'll put them in your show.
Yeah.
And honestly, after the first season, and I enjoyed the first season. It's good, but it did. It like started to lose momentum because they were like, oh, we got a mall building and there's Russians now, and there's this and that. They kind of got away from what they were doing, and it seemed like
That was season 3.
they weren't sure how to end it, and they didn't know how long it was going to last, so they just started doing things. And it hurt because I watched the first episode of season 5 last night with my wife and daughter. We've been watching all the seasons together, and then I watched Welcome to Derry. And Welcome to Derry is like just head and shoulders
So much better.
better written, better acted, just all around better. And that's not a knock on Stranger Things at all. It kind of is. But
Yeah.
I mean, Stranger Things is a good show. Welcome to Derry so far has been great. And I mean, the acting they get on Stranger Things is not that good.
No.
No.
I'm sorry we're tangenting into Stranger Things. I know we're not going to review it either, but it's just like some of the things that they do that are undefined, like what 11 does with her powers, just going like this, and we're supposed to, anything can happen at that point. We don't know.
As long as she yells while holding her hand out, then that things happen.
Exactly. And and every actor has out-aged their role. Every one of them. Even what's his the younger sister.
Wolfhard?
Holly.
No, not Holly, the other one.
Oh, Caleb's younger sister?
Yes.
can't
She
think of her name.
completely aged out of that, and they're trying to make her look like she did in season 4, and she's clearly older than that now. And it's just like, oh, come on, guys. And you were the guys saying that we should have 5 or 6 years between seasons, and then you do something like that. It's just like they're not the same age. They look ridiculous. Like they even have them in high school at this point is kind of stupid.
No, it really
Oh
is.
boy. How much time did they say passed between the 4th season and this new 5th season?
I thought it was 5 years.
Oh,
So
they
they're
said
seniors.
5 years had gone by.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think they said it on the show. I think
that's what I was
read
asking.
that.
That's what I wanted to know. I know that in real life, it's been about 5 years since the last season because I think the last one came out. What is it? 2022 maybe?
Yeah, it was 3 years ago, so it was definitely 2022. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just
it
like I don't want to bash Millie Bobby Brown. She's not a kid anymore. But like when she's trying to act with David Harbour, you just see how good he is, and she's not quite up to snuff. That scene where she's training and she's trying to argue with him, I was like totally taken out of it because I'm like, God, that's not how you do that. And of course, David Harbour was great. I mean, he's good in everything he does. He really is, a good actor. He plays different roles and you believe it in each role, where I can't imagine Millie Bobby Brown being a successful actress. Like a high quality. She may continue to be in movies and so and stuff, but it won't because of her acting abilities. They think she's a big box office draw because of the ratings for Stranger Things and stuff, because that's how Hollywood works. But I mean, what's his name? Finn Wolfhard.
Right.
None of the kids I like watch, and I'm like, God, this kid is going to be a great actor. Outside of Sadie Sink, I watch Sadie Sink, and I'm like, she's good. And the rest of the kids, I'm like, I hope you took college classes. hope
I
you
hope
got
you
an
guys
education.
cashed in on Stranger Things because that's about it.
I hope you've got some other plans out there.
Jason says that's why you marry John Bon Jovi.
That's why you marry a Bon Jovi. Yes, that is smart on her part. And she seems, it's funny. You see her as a guest on talk shows. I've seen clips of her like on Jimmy Fallon. She's great. She's very good. It's like I don't know if they're, and I could be wrong about her acting ability. I don't know if they're like, okay, you're this person that has been sheltered, so you don't know how to interact with people. But when she acts, it seems like she's completely lost, and maybe that's their direction to her to act that way because of how she was raised and stuff. But
Possibly.
it doesn't work for me, at least. It
Possibly,
doesn't.
but by now, her character should be able to have a better grasp on how to speak normally. I mean, come on. It's been long enough.
I agree.
She's been in school settings. She's been around other kids her own age, in the show. That you don't really have to keep up the act that she grew up in a lab and doesn't know, proper English sentence cadence.
To me,
Agreed.
when you can tell that they're acting, that's when it's bad acting. I can tell that she's acting.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't Bash.
Yes.
Stranger Things. This is Derry.
Should
Right.
should any other what's nexuses or anything? I think we
Let's
all
see, I
know
already-
that we're going to see the black spot incident in next week's episode, leading into the finale. And I really like Doug's theory about Ingrid or Periwinkle getting the pillar away from Lilly because Pennywise can't. So we'll see how this all plays out.
Yeah, that's really the only thing that I've got. I think that they wouldn't keep showing her and they wouldn't, put so much emphasis on the fact that Lily is holding this pillar unless, again, I see it as a Chekhov's gun. They wouldn't show us otherwise unless there was going to be something that, was going to come of it. Like the fact that she's putting on her costume and that's like one of the last things we see is a silhouette of her dressed up as Periwinkle, and it's like, oh, she's about to cause trouble, obviously.
I would love to see her turn around. I would love that. For Madeline Stowe, to see what Madeline Stowe looks like.
All of a sudden, Dave's gonna be like, oh, something's awoken. I didn't know I was into clowns.
Oh, I love clowns. No.
It's a family show, guys. Come on.
I would have liked to see how close she got to like a sidekick for how she actually looked. How much did she actually look like him? I know we saw little glimpses, but for her to turn around in full makeup, that would have been cool.
I think we
I'm
will
sure she
see
will.
it. Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
will see it next week because I agree with Doug. She's going to be causing a little chaos in the name of Pennywise next episode, trying to help her father. And it's going to be
Father.
yes, it's going to be a little gross. It's going to be a little crazy. They have shown that they're like even this week when she opened her desk and like her dad was in there. I was just like, oh my god, damn.
How funny would it have been if she was just like, oh, hey, Dad. Hey, kiddo. You eating your vegetables? Sure am, Dad. Extra pickles, too.
Yeah.
Funny. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's funny, kid. Yeah, shut up.
For a while, the pickles tasted funny, but they're back to normal now.
Oh, God.
But did you notice that the pillar lit up when that scene happened? Pennywise
Yeah.
was there.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, that's a nice little indicator for us to know that she's not hallucinating. Pennywise is targeting her. And it seems funny that there's all those kids in there and he's just targeting her like it's
So
almost
only she could see it.
yeah. Which
The teacher, I'm like, that's how the teachers were back in the '60s. We've come a long way as far as like children being able to express themselves. But like,
Yeah, what was high school like in the 60s, Dave?
I don't know, but I know it was a lot more strict than it was when I went, and that was 30 years ago that I went. Ugh.
but yeah, should we rate this episode, gentlemen?
Sure.
I concur.
Well, like I said, it was kind of a dull episode for me. It had its highlights, definitely, when the reveal of the periwinkle. I mean, the official reveal. Obviously, we had our suspicions. Doug called that one, and we're 100% right all the time. But that other points were just kind of dragging. I didn't like the drumming thing at the end because I'm a drummer, but I do like that they're making him a drummer. I think that's pretty cool. But maybe the rest of the show, like I didn't want to. I don't know if the better word is like lose respect for the major, but after he hit the kid, I actually felt different about his character. And then he went and talked to Hallorann, and I felt like, all right, what is he doing? All right, he's got no fear, but he's becoming a complete a-hole, you know? So I guess that's the it effect. But
Influence is the
influence,
phrase
the
we've
official
coined.
term.
Yes.
Yes. Don't steal it, Ryan Airy. Anyway,
Yeah, he just did.
he just did that.
Yeah, he just put out a video, and on the title card it says the influence.
That silly sausage. Anyway. So I don't know what else more to say really. There was nothing else that really stuck out was those things that we just pointed out a minute ago with the periwinkle and the instrument. I never remember the name. We were just talking about it a second ago.
The pillar.
The pillar that glows. Everything else in that episode to me was just like even like when they slowed it down and talked to the father inside the black spot. That I thought that was like that kind of slowed it down for me. I didn't like it. I mean, it's cool that they had that moment that they bonded and he trusts her. See, that's why another reason I think that he might make it. I always forget their names too. But
Will?
Will? What did you say?
Will,
That
the
he's
little
gonna
kid?
Yeah, because he said I'm happy to know that somebody else cares about my daughter like I do, and it's someone like you. So I think, all right, he might make it, but I don't know. So with the rest of the season compared to this, I thought about giving this episode a 6, but then when the Madeline Stowe part came and she revealed herself, and that shot from the 1930s, that was with the blood pouring in from under the door, completely disgusting. I'm gonna ramp it back up to a 7. I think I gave the last one an 8 or an 8.5 even. It was a really good episode. This one was a step back. I can't wait to see what they're setting up though.
See, I did enjoy this episode a bit. It was a lot of pieces getting pushed in place. We had the Will and his dad's confrontation with his dad seemingly coming under the influence a little bit. We saw Lily's pillar being saved from Pennywise, the rift it's putting between the friends, when she wants to go after it and Ronnie doesn't, and seeing all that. We saw Hank at the black spot leading up to the cataclysmic event, knowing that's coming, Hallorann's anger at being used and seemingly the only one who understands the amount of danger that they're in, messing with this being. My favorite scene of this entire series so far, Marge and Rich's encounter with the Pattycakes, and just seeing them sort of bonding and kind of getting along, and how surreal that whole scene was when she was showing her eye and saying, I'm one of the freaks too. And it really felt like if there would have been a pillar there, it would have been glowing a little bit. And then the stuff with Ingrid, where we find out, not only with Lilly finding out and her trying to recruit Lilly, bring Lilly into the fold, but seeing the flashback where she took that little girl downstairs because she wanted, a clown wants to meet you? What's all that? And just seeing how Pennywise manipulated her into saying, yeah, I'm your father, not just stealing his image. You should help me. I thought it was all just really well done. The acting was great. There wasn't a lot of like jump scares or really scary, tense moments. But at the end, when you see the kids having fun, like Dave was talking about, Will kind of got the blessing from Hank a little bit. Like, hey, I'm glad someone like you, cares for my daughter like that. And, they're playing drums and Marge is dancing and they're having a good time. That was like, as soon as I was watching that, I'm like, something bad is going to happen really soon. And we saw at the end of it. What was the group called again, Doug? I can't even remember now. Should have wrote it down.
The Legion of White Decency.
Yes, the Legion of White Decency showing up to end that episode
Yeah.
was just great. I mean, I really enjoyed this episode. You guys aren't wrong. This was a setup episode a bit, and wasn't as good as some of the other episodes we got, but I still found it very entertaining. I think I gave last week's an 8.8. I'm going to give this an 8.0. It did fall into some crutches of setting other things up it needs to do in the last 2 episodes, but I was still completely enthralled during the whole time this episode was on. So, I mean, I just think they're doing a great job.
I really like your comparison when you were saying that you had watched the first episode of season 5 of Stranger Things, and then you watched the this week's episode of Welcome to Derry. There's a stark difference, and in your opinion, you felt that Welcome to Derry was better. I have to agree with you. I've been going back and rewatching Stranger Things, and yeah, it's got its good moments here and there, and it's good for the most part. It was definitely, I probably enjoyed it more when it originally came up, but Welcome to Derry has been better by far with only this one season. Now, granted, they may have, the ability to, they can look back, see, okay, here's where other things went wrong. Plus, they also have the writings of Stephen King to fall back on as well, which really helps out. But, all in all, I think it's a combination of good writing because they're adding more to the story than was ever in the books. I think it's really good child actors. I mean, they're doing a very good job. Like, you don't sit there and cringe at any of them like, some of the kids in Stranger Things. But, they're doing a phenomenal job. I am all for a Marge and, what's his name? Rich? What is it? Rich, yeah. I'm all for Marge and Rich. Come on. Those two, they're too stinking cute. I don't see how anything bad could possibly happen. Everything is looking great. But... No, yeah, I kind of feel similar to Dave as far as this episode goes. It felt shorter than the other ones. It did feel, it almost felt like the one scare that they put in there with, Pickle Dad in the desk. It was like, oh, well, we got to put something in there. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we did have the flashback one, but I don't know. It felt more obligatory than it did, that it fit. But I gotta give it style points because that whole black and white flashback and then just the red blood and the red balloon and the yellow of the eyes, that was fantastic looking. That was really friggin' good, and I enjoy that. I enjoyed a lot of this episode. So I am going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. It wasn't, in my mind, it wasn't as good as the other ones, but it was serving its purpose as a setup episode, like I said. But it was still good. Like, it drew my attention. I didn't want to look away. I'm angry that I now have to wait an entire week to see what's going to end up happening with this horrible, evil group of people. And yeah, it still continues to be a great show, and I can't wait to see what's next.
And just so you know, we have a comment out on Twitch. Sierra says, hey. And she says, yes, I watched Derry, and this episode was so good.
Wow. Okay. What else do you think about that?
She's got much better taste than her father.
Hey, I still gave it a 7, which is more than I gave.
I was shocked.
I gave it more than Morbius.
Yep. I did.
It's funny that you bring up Morbius. I don't know why, but during my lunch today, I was like, you know what? I want to go back and rewatch our At the Theater reviews of the Sonyverse.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you watched Morbius again.
No. No, I was watching our reviews, and just, Keith, you went through a real change. You could see yourself in each At the Theater review getting angrier and more unhinged and angrier until you finally rant at the end of like Venom 3 and you're like, do not give them money, do not go see this.
Or was it Craven?
Don't watch it on streaming.
No, it was Venom. It was Venom.
Oh, Venom.
Yeah, he's like, don't stream it, don't go to the theater to see it, stop making them think that they can do this to us.
And for
Craven,
Keith
he
to
had
say
by
that-
Craven, he had already checked out. He's like, yeah, it sucked, whatever.
For Keith to say that and not me, you know it's bad.
And I was like, oh shit, I forgot how pissed he was.
Well, it does. When they take characters and properties that I love and I grew up with and do that to it, it sends me off. They mess up something else. I'm like, okay, it was bad, but not too bad. But man, you mess up, Marvel. I grew up reading comics. Love these characters. I feel like we're in the heyday of nerddom. And to put out crap like that when they got the resources and influence in Hollywood to do these movies, and man, it just drives me nuts.
You were like, yeah, there's an end credit scene, but it doesn't mean anything. It's pointless. Who gives a shit? I was like, damn, Keith, okay.
And what was it? It was like he was at the Statue of Liberty or something.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
It was so memorable.
Just
that
staring out
everybody
at New York or whatever. And
Yeah.
it might have been that's when they did the was that when they did the little slideshow and then they played Maroon 5 over it?
Oh, it was. They did do that.
Maroon?
It's so fucking stupid.
God, that was
This
terrible.
love.
Yeah,
All right. Well, do we have any ratings from the viewers?
don't see any yet. We asked Sierra, she liked it. No ratings out on YouTube. So we do have some news and notes.
Ooh.
We have some MCU and then one DCU one.
Okay.
So we'll start with the MCU. No Doomsday today. So that's
Hard to
good.
believe.
How will I survive without knowing what other character is going to be in Doomsday?
So, I know. You'll have to wait till next week when we get a whole nother range of them. But this is Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, the rumor is that Spider-Man is going to save a young woman who turns out to be a mutant in hiding.
Oh,
Sadie Sink. Can you call it Sadie Sink? I can. That's
Probably.
Gonna
And then the next rumor, Sadie
yourself?
Sink is playing a mutant in Spider-Man Brand New Day.
be... Oh, no way.
I saw those like one
Oh,
after
man.
another I'm like, okay. I still hope it's Firestar.
please,
and
please let it be. Yes, it's got to make them a grounded version of. Oh man, that'd be so cool. That would be so cool.
Nope, Sadie Sink is playing Tombstone.
That would be funny. But here's a weird one. And I've seen this rumor before, so I wanted to bring it up. Because I don't see how this fits. But this is like the second or third time I've seen someone talk about it. One of the villains rumored for Spider-Man Brand New Day is the Silver Samurai.
From the Wolverine movie?
Yeah. But in the
Huh.
comics, he's
Sting?
kind of like a what?
It's not going to be Sting.
No. But he'll sing. He's singing the theme song.
Silver Samurai. I don't know. That one I don't get. He's not even. I don't think he's ever been a part of Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery, has he?
I don't. If Spider-Man has ever faced Silver Samurai, it was probably in like Marvel Team Up, or
Yeah,
maybe he was
it
with
would've
Iron
had to have
Fist or
been.
somebody. There's no.
Yeah, that one just
Ties.
doesn't. To me, that doesn't make sense because, and I know we've talked about this in other Spider-Man reviews before, but one of the best parts of the Spider-Man franchise is all of the villains that he fights are A, they're usually all animal themed, and B, they're all this person fell into a science tank plus this animal equals monster. You've got, Dr. Octopus. You've got Morbius, who, I don't know, had sex with a bat or something. I don't remember his story.
Electro fell into a...
Electro fell into electric eels
Yeah.
in several instances, not just in the terrible movie. In the really good animated series that Keith and I liked.
Oh yeah, yep, that was good.
You've got the Rhino, not the bad version from
Yeah, he had sex with a
Raven.
rhino. Yeah.
and not the bad version from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I'm sure there's a good version out there. But yeah, for them to do Silver Samurai, I don't know. I don't buy that one.
I know. This is like, I swear, the third time I've seen it. I haven't brought it up the other times because
Really?
I'm like, that makes no sense.
So
But I
do you
keep
think
seeing
it's
it.
just people out there seeing it and repeating it?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta be.
Now, here's the last one related to Spider-Man Brand New Day. So, while the X-Men are expected to be the main focus of the next saga, according to My Time to Shine Hello, if Spider-Man Brand New Day delivers, Dave's buddy, Kevin Feige, plans on having Dustin Daniel Cretton direct the next Avengers movie.
Did you say cretin? You called him a cretin?
Did I say Cretton?
You did.
Sorry. Sorry,
Cretton,
Dustin. Sorry, Dustin.
mate. You're a cretin.
Brian put something in the chat there.
Did Mysterio fall into a vat of Rey Mysterios? Yes, he most certainly did. What about the Spot?
fell
The
into
Spot. He
Vector
was another
cereal.
science experiment gone wrong.
Yep.
He was messing around with that black hole technology. So yeah, okay. So we've got a couple that aren't specifically animal themed, but it is still science gone wrong
Yep.
for the most part. Mysterio might be the kind of the odd one out because he's literally just a crook who uses his special effects science to get what he wants. So he's not really like, he didn't fall into a science tank or anything. Yeah, he's definitely the odd one out. And then I guess you've got Chameleon, technically, who nothing terrible happened to him, but he,
Well, he has a belt.
again,
That
animal
makes
themed
sense.
science.
He has a belt that he can change.
Yeah,
look
exactly.
like anybody else. So
Right. So he doesn't have to use it.
Where was the chameleon? Was he in?
He was in Craven.
Oh, that was Craven. Okay, I was getting.
Yeah.
Hey, was that Keith's favorite movie?
I liked Craven more than I liked Venom 3.
Craven was harmless. Craven was. We already knew it was going to be dumb.
Yeah, we knew it.
It was action schlock at that point. It was okay, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really was like, we know this is going to be the last one that we have to endure. So, yeah, we're good.
Madam Web is on Disney Plus. Well, thank you, sir. But
You haven't tried that yet? Well,
I'll
check
have you
it out.
know,
Doug's got
I
the-
don't need it on Disney Plus. I have the physical version of it.
Doug will never be without Madam Web ever again.
Madam Web was the greatest creation in the entire Sonyverse. They should receive awards for that masterpiece.
If you go in looking to laugh, you will have a good time watching Madam Web. If you want to,
Will you ever?
If you want a serious superhero movie, this is not for you.
No. But if you want to know why her mother was in the Amazon studying spiders,
If you want to know how to kidnap 3 children and then drive a stolen cab to Peru, well, just watch this movie. Because
then
They will take
you
you.
will love this
If
movie.
you want to see
you will
how
learn-
to jump an ambulance out of a parking structure to hit the bad
Through
guy.
a billboard
Yes.
to vehicular
Reverse.
manslaughter somebody to death.
Reverse Spider-Man was injured. Who looked at that script and said, this is good? Who looked at that and said that?
Well, remember, they changed. That movie changed so much from its original script to what we saw that it wasn't even close to what the original script was.
Oh,
Our
he
chat
can't,
is funnier than we are right now.
he can't hear us. He locked himself in a swirling chamber of bats to attempt to cure his bronchitis. I don't see how that could ever go wrong. Good luck, sir.
Just remember who your friends are when you're delving out justice in the night.
He's going to turn into Man-Bat, not Batman.
No, he'll turn it into the 90s Spider-Man version of Morbius that has the little suckers on his hands.
Oh, yeah. Just remember who your friends are, Tundra Walker. Okay, now, not Doomsday.
Okay.
excuse me. Marvel Studios wanted to use She-Hulk in a big way for Avengers Secret Wars. The problem is that Tatiana Maslany has no interest at all in working with Disney.
Yep, I did read that.
Well,
So they have an option here. They are either going to recast, well, they can convince her to return. They'll come back. Or they're recast, or they're going to write her out of Secret Wars.
I can see him recasting.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I think they're going to learn that it's okay to recast. People aren't going to be up in arms.
I mean, they've done it before already.
Yeah.
Do we know what her problem with Disney is? Is it the same as Oscar Isaac?
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
Now,
I'm not even mad at her.
yeah, no, I'm not either. Hey, I'm glad she's standing up for her principles. I mean, we stopped doing Disney stuff for a little bit after the whole Jimmy Kimmel thing, and we came back when they reinstated him and stuff. But it still kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth with how they responded in the first place. But
Yeah, and Tatiana Maslany is amazing actress. If you haven't watched the Orphan Black, you're really cheating yourself. That's an amazing show.
yeah, now here is some movies that are in early production to mid-production at Marvel Studios. Just the Fantastic Four sequel,
Okay.
Blade,
Good.
I was waiting for you to say Blade.
Doctor Strange 3, Black Panther 3, X-Men, Shang-Chi 2, Thor 5, and Midnight Suns.
Okay.
Shang-Chi, I mean, is kind of like the forgotten about movie. I think.
Kind of, and that's a shame.
Yeah, nobody talks about it, but it was good. It was a good.
It was a good movie. It really was. It was, they the kung fu choreography scenes with like on the it's not a subway. What
The
was that?
bus?
Streetcar?
Yeah,
Yeah,
streetcar.
the bus. I guess. Oh man, fantastic! I loved the the whole. I know it's not technically airbending, but it felt like it in the movie. I thought that was really cool. The only thing that I didn't like was the CGI dragon. I thought that was a little silly and over the top, but otherwise that whole movie was really good. Even the part with Trevor
Slattery.
Slattery. Yeah, even that was hilarious. I'm like, okay, I'm digging this. He's friends with a little monster. That's cool.
And he was being
know
held prisoner by the real Mandarin because of what happened in Iron Man 3. I definitely appreciated that.
I approve of that.
And
You
Keith
should-
can't
you
wait
should
to
be
see him
punished
in
for
Wonder
that.
Man.
He's going to be awesome in Wonder Man. I don't know if you guys saw this, but you could text a number for the Slattery acting school, and I get videos and stuff
didn't
from
know
Trevor
that.
Slattery. You
No
have to-
way.
Yeah, you have to
Oh, that's
send.
hilarious.
I'll give you the number and stuff after this, but it's like you text act to this number, and you get little videos of Trevor Slattery talking and stuff. It's pretty good. I haven't
That's
gotten
awesome.
anything recently, but when I first did it, I got a couple videos. Okay. 2 more for the MCU. These are both from My Time to Shine Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Studios is reportedly eyeing some big names for the upcoming X-Men movie.
Okay.
Well, that's not really news.
No,
Well,
we did get one name.
Okay.
oh, good. Tom Cruise.
Eh.
Keith's favorite actor, Tom Cruise, is going to be cast.
Sadie Sink.
No, close.
Close? Millie Bobby Brown.
According to My Time
Are
to Shine
you
Hello,
serious?
Millie Bobby Brown is reportedly being eyed to play an X-Men in the upcoming X-Men movie.
Sure. Okay.
Not excited about that one, but okay.
I'll be totally honest as far as these movie reports go. I've now been spoiled by DC and the way James Gunn has decided to do things, because we have talked about Blade coming and going and reshoots and rewrites for the past 4 years now at this point, where I kind of agree with the DC way of doing things. We're not going to really promote things. We're not going to talk about, the status until we know we've got something set in stone, until we know that we've got a good script good storyboards, we know that it's going to go somewhere, that's when we'll finally announce things. But Disney Marvel has always been, oh, we're going to lay out the entire timeline, and then like a lot of it changes, might get dropped, things moved around, and it's like it's almost pointless. You know that it's a marketing stunt, but
Yeah.
like what purpose does it really serve?
They did a good
not
job
as
with
bad
it.
as-
They did a good
Go
job
ahead.
with it the first three phases. Like they laid it out.
Yes.
And once television got involved, and they got the we need more content from you. That's when it all
Yeah.
went to heck. And they have been much better about not announcing things way too out in the future. We hear rumblings. Yeah, they're working on the X-Men. We know they got a director, the guy who did Thunderbolts. That's no big surprise to anybody. But we're not hearing, oh, Phase 7, we're having all of these movies, and here they all are, and here's all the shows. And I hope it continues, and I hope they're not doing that.
I do too.
I worry that they're going to be, okay, the multiversal saga is done. Here's the next 5 phases. I'll be like, oh.
Right.
They're not as bad at that as Star Wars is, but they're pretty bad.
Yeah, Star Wars has been pretty bad about that too.
Unfortunately. But, we'll see. Like I said, maybe my issues with Millie Bobby Brown's acting in Stranger Things is how she's being directed, and it's not her fault. We don't know just yet.
Have you watched any of your other shows like Enola Holmes or whatever
No,
that
never
show
watched
is?
it. Did you?
I watched an episode. It was just like, I mean, Henry Cavill's on it, I think. And,
Yeah, he is.
And it's like you said earlier about her and David Harbour. You could tell there's a difference. But I didn't really hang out for the rest of the show, so maybe it got better.
Yep. Yeah, maybe one day I'll watch it to see, especially if she gets hired to play like Rogue or Shadowcat or something in the X-Men, which I hope she doesn't. But hey,
I hope. Yeah, I hope it's a minor role if she does. I mean, obviously it won't be because she's a big name.
yep, that's what I worry about. Oh, she was so big on Stranger Things, and that's such a popular show. We'll bring all those fans over to the X-Men and get a good actor, write good stories, get good actors, and everything will work itself out. You don't need to hire the biggest names in Hollywood. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Chris Evans was a big name when they hired him for Captain America. What, 10, 15 years ago. He had been in a few movies, but I didn't think he was huge or anything.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was when he first got hired.
I mean, he was in Scott Pilgrim, and then that was the only thing I think I saw. I remember seeing him in before Captain America.
Yep.
He was in Fantastic Four.
That's true. That's
that's
true.
right,
I did
yeah.
see
He
him.
was, he's also in Not Another Teen Movie.
That I didn't see.
You didn't miss much. It was just one of those parody movies.
Like Scary Movie 4 or 5 or 10.
They're making a
now.
new Scary Movie.
Really?
Yeah, because I Know What You Did Last Summer rebooted, and what's the one that
Scream.
Never Goes Away. Scream.
Scream, yeah, because like Scream 8 or something's coming out next summer or something, and FNAF and everything else. But here, our last little bit of news.
Well, don't forget, I've got one thing to add after you.
Oh, that's right, DCU related.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we heard that the Supergirl trailer was ready to be released. Now they're saying we will see it on December 6th, this Saturday. I don't know why.
What? What's going on Saturday?
No clue. Nothing major no fandom. No.
Yeah, there's no football playoffs.
It must be.
No, not even college.
Must be the Big Ten championship game. All the championship games are this weekend. The SEC, the Big Ten, all that. But yeah, I hope it is. But supposedly that's dropping Saturday. We could get the Doomsday trailer Sunday before it gets released in front of Avatar or whatever. So let's hope it does. Let's hope that happens, especially Supergirl. I am looking, because I don't know if you guys saw this, but a report came out today that said, or yesterday, that said Supergirl cost $200 million to make. And James Gunn came out and said, nowhere close to that. That is not accurate. And
Like, yeah, it's more like 3.
Yeah. Well, did you guys see what Deadpool and Wolverine ended up? It's like one of the most expensive movies they've ever made. It was like $483 million. It was more to make than Infinity War.
Wow. But it still made $1 billion, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It still was profitable, but I was like, man, I didn't see that coming. But I mean, there was a lot of big set pieces and stuff, and obviously Chris Evans and everybody else that came. But yeah, I was kind of shocked to hear that. I thought for sure that would be lower, but let's hope we get those trailers. But without further ado, Doug, what do you got for us, sir?
So I want you to imagine for a moment one of your favorite animated series, and I want you to think about the work that goes into that, the amount of effort that must be that goes into casting the right person for that voice role, and the amount of takes that they probably have to go through before they find just the right version of it. Saying the same lines over and over in order to make sure that it has the right emotion behind it. There's a lot of reports of voice actors who want to know more about the characters they're going to portray, to kind of get into the headspace. Ashley Eckstein spoke about that a lot when she would get ready for the role of Ahsoka. She wanted to know, okay, what is she feeling right now? What is she doing? And it would get her into the right headspace to be able to deliver the lines the way that she felt would be best for that character. What if I told you that we wouldn't have to worry about any of that silly stuff like emotions or, training or knowing the character anymore?
Wait
That
a
would be
minute. Are you saying
terrible.
there's going to be AI?
Doesn't that sound
doing-
exciting?
No.
Well, Amazon has come to the rescue because they've decided we ought to put all of these data centers to good use. And a bunch of people are reporting on this. CBR was the first one that I saw, but Screen Crush wrote an article about it. Gizmodo wrote an article about it. A couple of other news outlets were writing about this, that they have been slowly working on a what is the right word for it? And not an algorithm. It is a large language model. They've been working on a large language model that they've been training to dub anime. And they just recently released a couple of them that use the AI dubs, and fans are pissed. They're saying it sounds terrible. And you would think that Amazon, being the company that they are, would think to themselves, you know what, maybe we should roll this back. Obviously, this didn't work out too well. No. They responded with the opposite. It just needs more work. We'll keep working on it. We'll keep training the LLM until we get a product that's more satisfying. We're here for you, and we want to produce the best dubs of anime that we can. And it's like, they're so close to getting it. You just need to hire voice actors. Like, there's so many good, talented voice actors out there that you could get to voice these anime, but instead they want to put all their eggs into this weird AI basket, and I don't know why. It's so strange.
They're trying to automate all the things we don't want automated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, creating, AI, uploading it to a machine to do, a dangerous work, to do mining, digging tunnels, operating a nuclear power plant, things that could put somebody in grave danger, where maybe you would rather have a machine do it than a person. But
Wait, grave danger?
aha. But yeah,
Why-
creative work is just dumb. Like, imagine if, Dave, you went to band practice and they said, oh, don't worry, we got an AI drummer to replace you.
Yeah, we programmed all your drum parts, so
Yeah.
we don't need.
And it was Rich from Welcome to Derry.
From what I heard about that, a little tangent, that and not only have they already written AI songs and become
Yeah.
AI people, there's an AI #1 song on Spotify
Yeah.
written by AI and performed by AI.
Yeah.
That is not the way we want to go. The thing with music is it's and any art really, self-expression.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
not just content,
Yes.
you know?
That's the last thing they
that's
should
terrible.
have AI working on, Seriously, it was when I started reading that yesterday, I'm like, no. I'm like, they have to be over exaggerating. And then I ended up turning it on. It was granted the first one they tried it out with is an anime from the 80s. It's it's been out for a long time, but still, it's gross in a way because like they're taking this thing that is essentially a classic and they're saying, let's put a computer in there. Let's take all the emotion out of it. Let's like I don't know if you guys have ever seen the people using the voice version of ChatGPT. It just sounds so inhuman and robotic. And I get that much, but it has its own weird flow that it's just off-putting. So like,
Makes your skin crawl.
well, yes, Keith, we can do that. That's a great idea.
I'm gonna get AI Dave and Doug's to always agree with all my stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, Keith, that's a great assessment.
You are right on,
Right.
Keith. Another perfect what's next from. Everybody knows what AI should be used for. Making videos of JD Vance meme crashing on bikes
Yes.
and hurting himself.
Have him do parkour. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, we got a comment from Jason Deerham. She's folding her arms. I don't know when you sent that or what we were talking about. I don't know what that reference is, but
But you do.
you
That's
do.
what's
Let us
important.
know if you're still out there, Jason. Let us know. We want to know. I think that's all we got for this evening.
Yeah.
We should probably find somebody to raid.
PG's
Can
on.
anybody find me somebody to raid?
That's funny, Doug. I heard that song today. That's really
Did
weird.
you?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
I think that's a sign.
I think it is too.
Oh.
Now, I think you'll be excited to see this. Slayers is on.
Yep, Mary
I
Slame
see
is.
that.
Mm-hmm. So I think I already know who we need to raid. And if not her, Tiny Velker is on as well.
Normally I'd say TG, but I'm sure as soon as we went there,
Yeah,
he'd be
he'll probably
signing
be
off.
done because he was actually on before we started.
Yeah, I was watching him while I was setting up today. So yeah, he definitely was. So let's
Now,
raid
for those of you,
Slayers.
Let's
Uh,
raid Slayers.
those of you out there that are watching us on YouTube, and by the way, Jason responded when you were talking about she wanted to know what Ahsoka was doing. Oh, yeah. Yes. Vulnerable, yes, of course. But for those of you out there on YouTube, first off, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We love having you hang out with us. We hope that you come back. Make sure, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But what we're getting ready to do is raid somebody on Twitch. It's where we keep the party going, and we head off to another Twitch channel. And while we got to end things here on YouTube, we do hope that you come back. In the meantime, we want to know what you think. So, as per usual, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo. Hey fellow nerds, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of this stuff, make sure that you check out our Twitch stream. We try to do these live Sunday or Monday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Keep an eye on our social media to find out when you can join in live and chat with us during these live streams. Also, as usual, don't forget to check out our other social media. Add us at Twitter, comment down below, and we'll see you next time right here on Not Your Status Quo.